Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's RigER webinar. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dasha. I'm Marketing Coordinator here in RigER, and I will be hosting this webinar for you today. We are very active on social media, so please follow us there and keep up to date with the latest company news, events, as well as industry updates. You can now see all of our profiles, so just find us in any social media you prefer and stay in touch. Today we'll be introducing a series of new features in RigER 7.1, including Repair Dashboard and new Rework Module. Feel free to ask questions if you have any. We'll have 2 Q&A sessions during this webinar. And now let me introduce you our speakers. Today they are Michael Maltsev, who is CEO of Belkasoft and RigER, and Gleb Kobets, VP of Operations. And today we'll talk just a quick overview of what we're going to discuss today during this webinar. Today we'll talk first of all about oilfield equipment job cycle in general, from a simple to a complex one. We'll show you our new repair dashboard that helps to see and manage all repairs in one screen, which is extremely convenient. You'll also see the new Rework Module that helps to track third-party inspections, remanufacturing, refabrication, and repair of the equipment. We'll be showing Rework Purchase Order, Rework Movements, Purchase Invoice, and Rework Dashboard. Before we start, for those who don't know much about us, I would like to make a short introduction of our company. RigER is a flagship product of Belkasoft Corporation, which is a rapidly growing company offering software development and management consulting services for oilfield service and equipment rental businesses. It was recently named the best oil and gas software development firm in North America, which we are extremely proud of, and you can see this nice trophy on the photo. What we do, we help companies become paperless and offer custom solutions for any business's needs. It is very important nowadays that our solution can be integrated to almost any popular software used by companies in oilfield. We have quite a few products in our RigER product family. That includes RigER Cloud Oilfield, which is the basic product. We also have several mobile applications that sync all information with the cloud database, and that connects back office with the people in the fields. There, we have also some industry applications like RigER Downhole tools, and we have solutions for telecom equipment rentals, waste management, rig movers, and more. Belkasoft is a global company, and on the next slide you can see on the map that we have 2 offices in North America with headquarters in Calgary and 1 office in Houston. We also have a support office in Europe as well as software development department there. Next, I want to thank all our clients. You can see now on the screen some of them, some of the companies that we've been working, and we enjoy helping them with their daily operations management. They vary in terms of size and type of equipment and the focus of the operations. A lot of different companies from different sub-industries and new ones are constantly joining us. Now let's go closer to the topic. First, we'll start talking about oilfield equipment job cycle.
Hello everyone, this is Michael from RigER, and I'm really happy to start the webinar number 15. It's like 2 years when we starting delivering the different webinars about the oil field rentals and services, and it's really my pleasant to represent today the oil field repairs and rework. So let's talk about a little bit the oil field job, the equipment cycle. Now, most of the jobs are associated with the repairs. So, and how we'll do that? So after the job, we do the evaluation and understand if the equipment ready to go to the next job or it should be repaired. And in RigER terms, we have a rental ticket delivery, rental ticket return, and in the rental ticket return, we have a condition where you can select the condition of the particular item, and then the repair card will be generated if you select need repair. However, It could be more complex situation when you use inspection cards and you inspect equipment before the job and after the job. And in this case, it could be the two times inspection, like equipment could be inspected two times before the job, when you do the pre-job inspection, and after the job inspection. And based on the inspection, we can have a conclusion that equipment need repair. And we have two types of the repairs usually when we do our own repairs, internal repairs, where we send equipment to our internal shop. And we have the third-party repairs when we can send equipment to our vendors, and we call these transactions as a rework. And today's topic is repairs and reworks, and how we track all the transactions associated with the equipment repairs and equipment rework here in RigER. And definitely after the work, it could be in the next inspection, which will certify, recertify, showing that this equipment ready to go for the next job. And if we have more extreme scenario when we need to assembling and disassembling tools, that kind of step, assembling and disassembling, can be a part of this equation. So when we need to build a rental tool from different items which we separately inspected, when we need to inspect the final tool to move it to the job, and after the job we need to disassemble this, evaluate every single part, move it to repairs or to rework or recertification or third-party evaluation. So that kind of scenario could be, and very complex scenario could be a part of the day-to-day cycles of the rental company. Depends on the equipment, depends on the complexity, depends on the type of the service they provided to the client. So let's talk about the repair cards, and I'd like to pass the mic to Gleb.
Thank you very much, Michael. Hello, everyone. My name is Gleb Kobits. I'm VP of Operations in RigER. And today I'm going to talk about the repair cards and how we can transfer our units into the need repair status. So let's go ahead and start right away with the repair card. You may already know that RigER is the document-based system. So all the transactions are registered within the documents. And specifically for the repairs, we have a repair card which actually transfers the unit from the ready to rent or deploy status to the need repair status. On your screen, you see that the repair card is a document that has some mandatory fields, and it has information about the client and rental service agreement, meaning the job number of the client, and also a particular ticket that is returned within from the job. So we track particular unit number that we are going to repair. We can assign a repair guy or field technician who will do this repair. And also once the repair is done for this unit and this unit is ready to be rented to the next job, we set date and time of the repair. And as of this date and time, unit will be switched from need repair status to ready to rent. So again, if unit stays in the need repair status, it is not available for the next job, so we log this unit from being dispatched to the client. In some cases, when you have units that are located in your shop or yard, you also may have an internal repair. For this purpose, you will just check the internal checkbox, and this repair card will be disconnected from the client's job. So it means that you won't be able to invoice the client with these costs. But if you'd like to invoice the customer with the repair costs or some expenses that you may have during the repair, meaning using the parts or some kind of materials, or you use the labor to do this repair, so you can also track this on the repair card. So you just add the materials to the list, you specify the price of these materials to your customer, And also you can add services to this repair cart and then charge the client with the costs. Now, the next step, once you are done with the repair, you can generate an invoice for the customer, and that invoice will be connected to this repair cart. So you just charge the client with $250 in this case. But if you'd like to do the repair invoice for all the repair carts that might occur on the customer's job, you will be doing the repair invoice. And also there is an option to transfer the item after the repair to a different shop of your company. The recent development of in the RigER software is the Repair Dashboard, which actually allows you to manage your repairs on one screen and track all the unit numbers that fall under the repair. And this Repair Dashboard actually allows the shop manager to see what he has as of particular date and time in his shop to be repaired. And priority allows also to prioritize your repair jobs and repair tasks. So everything is seen on one screen. If you have lots of units that should be repaired, you may apply filters to this dashboard, and dashboard will be filtered accordingly with the filters applied. And also, this repair dashboard is active tool. So whenever you're done with the repair, you can set the repair date and time right here on that dashboard, or just check the repair checkbox, and current date and time will be applied to this unit number, and it will be switched to need repair status. And as I already said, you can prioritize your repairs by assigning a priority to each document or each line on this screen, and this list will be sorted accordingly. And also you are able to show the recent repairs. So if you'd like to just to track what had been repaired during the past 7 days, you're able to check box and see all the recent repairs. And also the system allows you to see the repair report, need repair report, because if you need to send it to someone in your company or even to the client, so you can build this report, apply some filters as well. And also there is an option to export this report to Excel spreadsheets. And then you can print this out or send it by email.
So now we will come to the point when we have questions, Q&A session, first Q&A session for this webinar. And I see the question from John today, and he's asking how repairs compare with maintenance.
Okay, that's a good question from John. And repairs is actually this module allows you to lock the units from being dispatched to the next job. So you don't dispatch units that shouldn't be. But within the maintenance module, you're able just to record the maintenance events for the unit and also set up the maintenance schedule that this unit should be passed through. So if you have, say, monthly maintenance on the unit, the system will notify you about these events, and you can also build a report that will just show what's coming up on this week for the maintenance. But repairs actually tracks all your events of damaging the unit or some breaks.
Yeah, and in general, repairs and maintenance differ from like time. Maintenance usually the preventive maintenance, and it happened in servicing equipment before something happened. Repairs is after something happened. So that's probably the best explanation and difference how we treat repairs and maintenance. Another question here from Sam is the repair cart designed for inside sales? Inside repairs, or is just for shop repairs?
So if we talk about the place where we can repair our units, there are a few options. So it can be on-site repairs, meaning in our repair shops, or we can also send these items for the external repair.
Oh, my understanding that question is about field repairs.
Field repairs, yeah, that's also possible in the system. If you have these kind of situations when you repair your units or just do the small fixes to your units on the site, on the client's location, there is also a type of the repair card that is called in-field. And in this case, unit is not locked and it's not transferred to the need repair status. It still stays at the location. The rental days are counting, but you just record the event of this repair at the client's location, and then you can reimburse these repair costs to the client within the rental invoice.
And definitely, we just showed the very simple case how the repair card works. There are lots of different scenarios which can happen, and like every single client, they have a dynamic situation when the processes can change.
And Daria, do we have any other questions?
Yeah, we actually have a few more questions. So the first one is, can we have a preset list of materials or parts that are used for equipment repair?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that's a great question, because you remember that I showed in the repair card, we can build a list of materials that are used in the repair, but also you are able to pre-build or preset the list of materials and for each type of equipment. And whenever you generate a new repair card for this type of equipment, this list will be automatically populated on your screen, and you'll just need to put the prices of the materials, and that will be your repair.
Yeah, we call it repair template, and it's usually you pre-populated all possible services and items, means materials, parts, which you will use for repairs. And it's done for easy to enter all the repair cards, because you just need to put the quantities to the repair card, and that's it.
That's great, thanks. And one more question here from Mark. Is there a way to move equipment for repair if it isn't sitting in our yard?
Yes, as I already told, we have an option to do the internal repair. Or another thing that you can use is the defective units list. It's a separate document in the system, which allows you to build a list of the units that should be repaired on your yard or shop. So it's not coming back from the customer's job, but it's just units that are sitting on the location, and you realize that it should be repaired. You do the defective units list, and the system will generate all the related repair cards automatically for it.
Another scenario could be when you have several locations in the company, and one is dedicated repair shop. So, and when you realize that you couldn't repair the equipment at the certain location and need to transfer it to the repair shop, you can do this from the repair card. So, again, lots of different scenarios around those repairs.
Okay, thanks. And I have no more questions as for now.
Great, so we can move on, and the next section of our presentation will be Rework Module, which Michael is going to explain in details.
Yeah, when we talk about rework, we usually talk about the third-party repairs, when equipment sent to the vendor and we wait till they repair it. And from our perspective, and talking about different statuses of the equipment during the rework operations, we have two new statuses added to the system just recently, at status for rework and status rework. So right after the repairs, when we realized that we couldn't change, and we couldn't repair the item rental unit number directly in our shop, we prepare this for rework. And usually most of our clients, they collect items to send it to the vendor. And in this case, when it's time, then they send it to the vendor for the repairs. So then you close the repair cart, and the item become like moving from need repair status to for rework status. As soon as you decide to ship it to the vendor, you generate bill of lading out, and it moves the item from for repair status to for rework status to rework status. So between those BOL out and BOL in, it's in rework at the vendor location. So otherwise, other words, we can have the rework status in a system, so it physically will be out of the system and out of the rental fleet. So and when we return this item to, and we'll receive item from our vendor by BOL, bill of lading in, then the status of the rental unit become ready to rent. This is a very simple situation because some of our clients, they do rework assembling. So when you send several items to your vendor and the vendor build new rental units from those vendors, but we will not take this today. We talk about most common operations, most simple operations. So Rework Module consists and built based on the purchase module, where we have same documents, PO, BOL, and purchase invoice, but a little bit modified. So the entire rework operation start from the repair cart or in the repair dashboard, where you can have a checkbox that you can decide that this unit needs to be reworked at the machine shop, for example. So the unit automatically switch from need repair to for rework status and waiting, and automatically generate its PO for the vendor. So the new PO with type rework opens, and we can add more items down the road to this PO. After that, when we collect enough items to ship to our vendor, we generate shipping document bill of lading out, and then items become for rework status to rework status. Then we can see everything in a rework dashboard. And when we will finally see the items coming back from vendor, we change status to ready to rent. And at the end of the day, based on our rework PO and BOL transactions, we can generate purchase invoice and compare what we send to the client and what we receive from them. Let's talk about documents, how they looks like. So PO rework, it's a new type of the PO, and it's separate from the purchases. So because we have several columns here, which we call items. It will be a service, rework service, the rental unit, and the unit number. And the price will be associated with this particular rental unit number service. Okay, so the some of our clients, what they do, they add notes about this particular defect or what kind of defects they need to fix by this rework, and that could be a differentiation for the price. As we see here, we have 4 valves with different unit numbers. and different services and different cost of those services. So that is why we have this as a purchase order. So then purchase order sent to the client and sent to the vendor, to machine shop, and they know what they need to do in terms of what kind of work we expect from them. The next thing is rework bill of lading out when we send our unit to our vendor. So it's very simple document running based off purchase order. Reverse document when we receive it, bill of lading in, pretty much standard. The only difference which we stress here, we have a PO line to have a traceability of every single line in the PO, because kind of situation happen, then we have pretty much similar unit numbers, but different price tag for rework of those unit numbers. And at the end of the day, when all 4 unit numbers build it, we have a final rework invoice. This is how the Rework module looks like. And the final thing which help us to track all those movements, because rework transactions and rework period for a particular unit could last from several weeks to several months, and we need to track all of those repairs. Then we have a rework dashboard generated automatically based off the repair dashboard. So we have rental units here, unit number, the status of the unit number, the days for rework, the days, how many days this particular item waiting for rework, the vendor, PO number, BOL out, days in rework, and if that happened that the machine shop couldn't restore or repair the unit could be scrapped right from here. So, and there are 3 different buttons which help us to generate new PO. So say, for example, the line number 1 here, there is no PO associated with this repair, so we can generate new PO clicking on this first button, generate rework PO. The next step is when we'd like to ship everything, and we can generate rework bill of lading out. And when we return everything, we can generate bill of lading in. So this is the structure and the scenario how we work with Rework Dashboard. That's probably everything about Rework for today. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
We do actually have some questions. So the first question is, say we send 3 items for rework, how can we receive them back on different days?
It will be 3 different bill of lading in, and it will be 3 different dates in each of each of the document will have a different date. So it's possible, and it's actually a very, very often scenario when we receive the different items. We can even can receive same day 2 units from 2 different POs. And in this case, we will need to build 2 different BOLs.
Okay, thank you, Michael. One more question. Can we convert rework costs to a customer invoice?
So as far as I understand, the requirement is just to generate some kind of invoice for the customer if we had some rework expenses after the job. And I think the answer will be is to generate another invoice for the customer, and just to specify the service rework service, and you also may put some descriptions of what has been reworked and why we charge this amount.
Another option, yeah, I agree with Gleb. So it could be like a separate ticket or sales ticket for the service generated, or we can do this in a repair cart. So we can add the rework service into the repair cart. But what we see usually, our clients do not charge for rework. They charge for the service and for repairs. And for the end user, like the client of our clients, they don't care if it's rework or repair. It's a repair charge. They agree that it should be repaired, but doesn't matter, because the problem is that we need to estimate how much it will cost, because sometimes rework could be pricey. And in this case, we usually charge the client upfront and add this charge to the repair cart. But again, it could be an extra charge as an extra invoice. But I know that clients doesn't like it.
And Michael, is there a way that the shop manager or service manager can schedule the units to be sent for the rework or returned from the rework, so where they can see the information when everything is going to be returned?
Good question. So far, we do not had that kind of request from our clients. Usually, they send equipment to the machine shop when they have time and money. So because like every single shipment associated with some price tag, and you need to collect like economical, reasonable order to send this to the vendor. And another point, the machine shop usually has their own schedule, and they can sort the items by their priorities and by complexity of the job. So usually they maybe they can provide some dates when we can expect the repairs, but if that will be a case, we will add one more column to the Rework Dashboard.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I see we don't have any other questions, and I think that we can just say thank you to all the attendees for today's webinar. Thank you very much for staying with us and participating in this pretty complex, but at the same time important
and fun
and funny topic. Yeah. So anytime that you'd like to include the Rework module or repair module in your database, if you don't use it yet, so please give us a shout and just shoot us an email or give us a call, and we'll just discuss these operations with you together, because there might be some deviations from the standard process. So we need to assess your processes, how you do that, and then we'll be able to advise you how to utilize these functions in the best way and more efficient way. So please stay in touch with us, and we'll be happy to assist you with it.
Good, thank you so much. And we just like to invite you to the next webinar next week. And just stay in touch and stay tuned, and you will see what the topic will be. I forgot which one we
will remember that. Don't worry. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, bye.